Think back to your last relationship. What are the moments that stand out? Maybe it's the butterflies of your first date, or the moment that they first said, "I love you." Or maybe it's the gut-wrenching final argument that ended it all. But here's the thing, you're not actually remembering the full relationship. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman discovered something called the peak end rule. It's a mental shortcut your brain uses to simplify memories. Instead of remembering everything equally, your mind locks onto two things: the most intense moment, whether good or bad, and how it ended. And everything else, well, it fades into the background. That's why some people stay stuck on an ex, because the highs were unforgettable, and why others feel like their entire relationship was a waste because the ending was so painful. But here's the thing, the problem, the rule distorts reality. And today we're gonna break it down so you can stop letting your brain control your love life. I'm Jordan Travers, I'm a licensed clinical therapist, and let's dive in. Part 1, why your brain lies to you about love. Let me tell you a story. A few years ago, I worked with a woman. We'll call her Maya. She had just come out of a long-term relationship of 4 years with the guy that she once believed was the one. But after they broke up, she told me, "I feel like I wasted 4 years of my life. 4 years gone." But when we talked more, something interesting happened. She started remembering the way he supported her when she was struggling at work, the quiet, comforting nights they spent cooking dinner together, the time he made her laugh so hard she would cry. But then she'd stop herself and say, "Yeah, but in the end he hurt me, so none of that mattered." That's the peak end rule in action. The pain of the breakup erased everything else. The love, the growth, the happiness, it was still there, but her brain buried it under the weight of that final moment. This is why so many people struggle to heal after breakups, because the ending takes up too much space in their minds. But if Maya could step back and see the full picture, not just the peaks, not just the end, she'd realize something important. That relationship wasn't a waste. It taught her what she needed in a partner. It showed her how she wanted to be loved. And most importantly, it helped her grow. Part 2, why we chase the highs and ignore the real thing. Now let's flip this. The peak end rule doesn't just haunt our breakups. It also messes with our expectations of love. Picture this, you're in a good relationship. Your partner is kind, funny, and supportive. They understand you in ways that no one else does. But something feels off. You miss a certain spark you just had felt in past relationships. You think back to that ex. Yes, that one, the one you shared all your insane highs with, the late night road trips, the passionate arguments, the dramatic makeups. Your current relationship, it's not bad. It just isn't as intense. And this is where you make the mistake so many people make. You end up confusing excitement for love. See, in the beginning of any relationship, dopamine is flooding your brain. The newness, the passion, it's a high. But love isn't meant to be a constant adrenaline rush. At some point, the relationship moves from exciting to stable, from intense to secure, from new to real. And if you're always chasing the peaks, you'll never build something that lasts. The strongest relationships, they're not constant thrill rides. They're built on trust, consistency, and emotional safety. And if you saw that, you'd realize that your partner isn't your problem. Your expectations are the issue. Lesson 3, how to break free from the peak end trap. So how do you stop your brain from hijacking your relationships? Step 1, you reframe how you remember past relationships. If you're stuck on an ex, ask yourself, am I only remembering the highs? Am I only remembering the end? What about everything in between? Because no relationship is just its best moments, and no relationship is just its worst. Step 2, stop expecting every moment to be a movie scene. Love isn't meant to be constant fireworks. So instead of asking, why doesn't this feel exciting all the time? Try asking, Do I feel safe, seen, and supported? Because that is what actually lasts. Step 3, create your own closure. If a breakup wrecked you, don't let it have the last word. Instead of fixating on the end, try to create your own positive closure. Write down 3 things you're grateful for from the relationship. Have a final, honest conversation if possible. Choose to see the relationship as a chapter that shaped you, not just one that hurt you, because you don't have to let the last chapter ruin the whole book. And final thoughts, love is more than just peaks and endings. The peak end rule is a mental shortcut, but you don't have to let it define your relationships. Real love, it's not just about the fireworks or the heartbreak. It's about the in-between moments, the everyday, the steady, the safe, the real. So if you've been stuck either romanticizing an ex or feeling like your relationship just isn't exciting enough, take a step back and ask yourself, am I seeing the full picture or just the peaks and the end? And if you want to dive deeper, take the relationship satisfaction scale. I'll link it below. If this helped you, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and let's talk in the comments. I'm Jordan Travers, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.